All right. So I clicked the go live button and I'm super excited. But what I'm noticing is we're going to have to answer comments. That's funny.
Hey man, just saw this. Apologies for the delay. I get quite a lot of DMs, but yeah, be interested in talking more about this, fella. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Setting up some dates. Shanae, what you got going? Set up date and time. The Devil Doc Talk Show at gmail.com. Okay. Okay, everybody. Oh, that's what I had to check. So it says YouTube and X. Okay. X. What? Oh, right. I can see it. It is working. Oh, right. I can see it. See, I think going live is going to be my best friend because I just can't sometimes with my brain. And I think that's the hardest point. The whole problem with this production stuff is let me push that on volume low. Here's the hardest part is when I have to learn all these new processy, processi, procedures to what was that? Was that a spider? Came along downside beside her. Okay. So a lot of the time, I forgot that I have my ears over there, Pierce. Ears, Pierce. And don't forget the beers, Pierce. There it is. We want the top one. All right. All right, beers, Pierce. Cheers, beers, Pierce. All right, I wonder if that makes a difference. Doesn't make a difference. It doesn't. Huh. It doesn't. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. I got to put the monitor mix in the right direction. That's why. Silly Joey. Booger. All right. Okay, now I got to check the other destination, y'all. And then we'll get into some group conversations. I'm really excited. If you can't tell, I think that would be the best positioning. You know, it's not about not getting your microphone in the right position. It's about finding the right position for your microphone. So we'll do some of that too for y'all. I want to just see to make sure that the YouTube live is going on live YouTube stuff. So it should, yeah. Look at that. It's working, everybody. Your homie's on there. Look at this. Fuck, I'm so cool sometimes. How do I share this link? Just give me like one more. You know, I'm not even gonna ask for more time. What's up? You guys drop up some comments. Let me know how your days are going. You know, there's comment sections and stuff on YouTube, on X. I'm really did I do it right? I don't even know, man. Here. This is what I do for people social media elite wise. I follow you, so this is what I do. If I follow you, look, there it is. Look at boom. This Saturday, January 10th, 2026, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Free public spectators, members only. Sugar Burst, Sugar Bear SD. Location: Paula, California. Paula Casino. They didn't even pay for me to do that. They don't need to. Why? Because it's the homies. We did a show with Mike. And we did a show with Mike just a couple of weeks ago. Feels like shit. I don't know. I have brain trauma, y'all. Give me a minute. And it's an exciting time for like look at this cool stuff. Car show with Desi Hollow. Look at that. I would show you guys like on the screen, but why complicate it? I can just show you on this screen. Oh my God. Here's another cool thing I wanted to share with everybody. It's called Track City in Escondido, California. Really great stuff. It's a physical record shop. So an actual, you know, back in the day, Empire Records and shit, they have physical analog players, tape, vinyl, of course, right? Duh. I really fell in love with the place. Excuse me a lot. My homie Renfro doing big things. My big homie Dan with the Ranch Foundation. Shout out to Dan. Get it. What was that one? All right. All right, so yeah, it looks like it checks in. Everything's good. That's what I was trying to do. All right, I got to get Barry Cat's show out. I also tell myself things like this during the lives that I don't normally do. Tell myself I'll forget, so I'll be like, "Oh no, I forgot," and then then I forget. That's totally all right, guy. Some kind of raids going off in Marietta. All right, let's get back to it. All right, how do which picture? I don't know which one. Let me do that. And then what I'll do is this. It's working. It's working out, guys. La Russell taught me how to do this. All right, now your boys got this up. Go to next. I'm live on YouTube and X. Oh, what? And then I'm going to tag President Trump, of course. Why not? Official Stallone. Why not? There we go. Barry Katz. Why not? Who else can we do? POTUS, of course. Why not? It's my dog. All right. James and last person. Um, you know what? Let's go Pete. Petey Pablo. Let's go Renfro. Let's go Renfro. I already mentioned him. Fuck it. Renshaw J. I don't even know who that is, homie. You getting it. You getting the tagged. All right. Mm, that's my bad. I made a mistake. I've posted something and then I forgot what to do with it. So just one more moment, please. Let's see. Okay. Boom. And now I add to the story, y'all, with the link, yo. Click. Support your boy. All right, let's get some music in that beach. Break 'em off. Um, Pusher Man, one of my favorite songs. J- It's such a good song. It is such a good song. And my homie gonna dance right there in the corner. Yeah, get it, boy. All right, let me mention the dogs again, man. Let's go. All right. All right. Oh, well, it was going good. There it goes. There it goes again. There we go. Click here. Support your boy. Look at that. It takes 2 seconds. All right. It's not nerve-wracking at all. I'm not pouring down sweat. What? Let's see. You know, I'm just gonna leave it like that, y'all. We'll learn how to publish this more. But I think that's solid for right now. All right. Well, hold on. Let me make sure I nah, nothing. Okay. You know, the hardest part about all this live stuff is that you don't get to edit this. Me like spacing out, having to check all the different stuff, triple checking emails. Huh? How did I do that? What the fudge? Huh. StreamYard just said I got something for being a good person by sharing. It says people are clicking on your link. Refer friends and viewers to earn credit. Your referrals will get you $10 in credit, and you will earn $25 in credit when they spend $25 with us. Here's my referral link. That's pretty cool, dog. Dang, that's really cool, man. All right, let me just put this in my notes. Hey, if you guys know anything that helps TBI people with like organizational stuff, because this is the only problem I'm having left with the show. It's not the tech, it is the technicality stuff, like all this different shit, but the actual like just mine organizational stuff like, hey, you got an appointment now and it's on EST or PST. The small details is what catches me off guard because I overlook them and then I forget to double triple check. And last time that ooh, that scared me. Last time that happened was freaking Admiral Forrest Phazon was supposed to be on the show. All right. And normally, I would say I was the one that made the mistake, but I didn't. I sent him PST, everything was PST, everything was supposed to be PST, right? And what ended up happening was he thought it was EST and showed up 3 hours early. Now, I'm not saying that it was upsetting. It was just like, dude, fuck. Like I really wanted to um Books of Solomon, Books of Knowledge. Ooh, the Children's Encyclopedia. Like, I really wanted that show so bad to go well, and it didn't. Didn't even happen. So Admiral Forrest Phazon was my admiral back in 2011, 10, 9, 9, 10, 11, maybe. I don't remember. 10, 11. And the homie literally got me to where I needed to be for medical treatment, uh, uh, intensive stuff, um, anything like that. It's just funny. So, anyways, long story shorter, me and Admiral Phazon kept in touch, and then I reconnected with him and invited him on. And I was really super stoked for the show to go because who wouldn't be excited to talk to, a guy that helped them out? And I mean it, like helped me out a lot. Here, let me fix this real quick. There we go. It's bothering me for some reason. All right. I know it doesn't even matter, right? So, anyways, Admiral Faze and I reconnected and we were talking, and it really just I'm super impassioned by the development of Navy medicine. And to me, that was the most like awesome experiences that I got to do. And I mean it because I hear all these guys talking about, all this stuff about the military. And it's like, well, what do you do when you are um different and you don't connect with guys that are like super duper, tier super duper guys or whatever may have you, and all you are is just like a regular Joey, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that people are exclusive. I'm saying that society is, okay, naturally. And that's okay. It's okay. But it's not okay for everybody to be cutting out a piece of the pie for themselves and then there's nothing left in the pie. And by pie, I mean the attention span, kind of like how mine is shit. Um, and when you have a shit attention span, it really hinders your growth. Okay. No, I don't mean growth because you don't know what's going on, but growth in the sense of others participating with you. It's difficult. Uh, when we first started the show, there was, if I were to tell you guys the truth, you wouldn't believe me. Um, that's the problem. Nobody understands how much or how like what goes into producing each one of these shows and why I do it, right? So the biggest reason is because of the situation like at the beginning. I have TBIs, I have mental health conditions, I have disabilities, whatever, right? I usually go all the gay shit, right? And people get mad at me. They go, "Why are you saying the gay shit?" And I go, "Cuz it is. It's not fun, it's not cool." "Oh, so you're against the gays." No. So in the gay community they say when shit's getting faggotry, right? That just means it's getting to be gay, like not the cool gay, the gay, right? And it's not mean, it's just literally talking about like shit like FUBAR, right? Fucked up beyond all recognition and or whatever the R stands for to you. But the problem is that you're describing a circumstance or a situation. You're not judging somebody. You're saying, "Hey, uh, today's economy, it's a real kick in the ass." Is it literally a kick in the ass? No. What the fuck happened to the United States of America where you can say metaphors or allegory or, indirect shit and people would be like, "Oh, I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'm picking it up, homie, what you're putting down on La Placa," right? And that's cool, but wh what like, for instance, the Devil Doc Talk Show, I've been doing this for a while. Why do people ask me if I worship Satan? Why do people tell me that they can't be friends with me because my name has devil in it? These are Christians, by the way, and I can't I try to tell them, "Hey, no, this is not that's not what it's about, yo. It's this. What is wrong with you people?" It's very shocking because the same people that I meet in the veteran service organizations, the ones that I need help from, right? Um, the reason why I do the show, and especially the reason why I reach back out to people like Admiral Faison, who's on the board of Semper Fi Fund and the American Fund, is because that the way they market is exclusionary to the totality of the forces that served. It just feels as if the only thing or only people that get something or are marketed towards are these excruciating circumstances. Got to open it up. And if these excruciating circumstances are such where others are now excluding themselves from participating in resources, this is the thing I see every day, all the time. People like Sean Ryan, Dan Crenshaw, they do shows, whatever, they poke at the scabs that are the American culture, and that's fine. But the veteran community is just hyper invested into this weird space of entertainment. And I mean it in the sense of if you're wondering why Joey does the show and why it is that I've been around for so long, and where I've been and how I get into these places, global reach and all this stuff, it's important, but it's not that important. It's just, hey, I focus on the material and I focus on people. And the way I see it is that the community of itself, in and of itself, yeah, there you go, in and of itself is deteriorating within its identity, its ethos, its principles, its very essence, its soul, its soul, man, the espiritu. I was doing a prayer this morning, and this is what sparked this live. I'm starting a show called The God Pod, and I went in to describe to my wife the situation of how excited I am about that. And it deteriorated into I'm trying to manipulate her into thinking the way that I think. And I'm like, whoa, hold on. I don't, that was an impressive flippy switchety crazy shit that you just did. But I got a question for you. I was telling you I wanted to do God Pod. I was telling you I want to read scripture and that's it. Leave it platonic. So nobody's minds are changed. They are just reinforced and supported and then connected with others like minds, all diversities of religions, all of them. Because when I talk to people that call themselves Christian, and then when they find out I do the Devil Doc Talk Show and they go, "Ooh," they pearl clutches. Like I'm like, hey, I'm clinically retarded. I'm positive I have some kind of an autism. I'm just not gonna get tested because I have the violent type of autism where if you push my button, I'll push it back, right? And that sounds more retarded than everything that I am. Is Christians going, "The Devil Doc Talk Show is satanic." I'm having a difficult time with that because out of all the paperwork that I'd expect to be getting from people that I've spoken about in the past 12, 13 years, or the shows that I've done, or, all these different replies, emails, your show saved my life. You really got a great point there. Oh my God, I never thought of it that way. hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of emails over the years and comments and questions and concerns. The one that always itches at me is that one. The name is the Devil Doc Talk Show. And this is kind of speaking to the volumes of why everything in the United States is so fucking stupid. Because when people don't read context and they react to key trigger words, they're showing you their limitations. Okay. When I talk about God, my wife, she snaps. When I talk about the VA, she snaps. Why? Because she's traumatized by both. I don't know if she was touched at a church or not. I don't ask those questions. I wasn't, but the church was traumatizing to me. It was never supportive to me. I sent in requests for this stuff to have a pastor come and pray with me or father, whatever we call each other. And for years, nobody would come to me. So I became a pastor or a leader in religious identity. I got my card, my press pass, all the Universal Life Church stuff. People love shitting on it. I'm like, yeah, but you see, you come from a church that literally ostracizes people from faith. I created nothing more than a relationship with me and mine, for me and mine, and we're going to be fine. But the problem is, you're saying something and you're saying you're doing something in the name of somebody that you clearly don't know anything about. And it's to the point where people think I'm upset about whatever popularity, cannabis, failure in the VA or this and that. And I am. I'm upset about how people are manipulated by all of it, in fact. But the number one trigger, you're going to get Joey Martinez, the Devil Doc, right? Devil Doc Talk, to be specific, is going to, you start saying you're for God or Jesus Christ. And I reach out to you, and your replies are, well, I can't participate with you. You got devil in your name. Okay. You were in the Navy, right? That's them. Yeah. I was a this, I was a that. I'm pretty sure you openly admit that you did a lot of negative things in the military. You lied and you did bad things, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay. What the fuck do you mean the Devil Doc Talk or the Devil Doc Talk Show is too much for you? Oh, because it says the devil. Okay. All right. The term Navy SEAL has SEAL in it. Does that mean you fucking chase little fishies up and down the waters and go ar 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 ar? No. How about sea bees? Does that mean they're a fucking bee from the sea? No. Okay. Okay. So we can track that. Yeah. But you can't track the Devil Doc Talk or the Devil Doc Talk Show. No, I'm triggered. You're making me feel like you're a satanist and you worship the devil, and it's too much for me. And I'm like, wow. I get triggered by people when they get that fucking stupid. Okay. The VA's retarded. It's a system. It's going to always be retarded. Okay. Society and politics, it's always going to be really, really fucking dumb because it's really just bait and switch on who's following what trend and who's trying to catch up to that trend and who's believing in the person that they could possibly be the next person. And it's a big con game, and it's structured as if you can reach the carrot, but every time you go for the carrot, it's just moved just a little bit more. And nobody's catching on. And now all these people are saying in the name of Jesus Christ and Lord and Almighty God. And I'm like, hey, dog. Oh, helicopters are coming for me, folk. Here they come. Damn. I didn't know I wasn't supposed to talk about Jesus. Could you imagine? I can't tell if you can hear the helicopters. Let me gain this up all the way. Wow. That's pretty crazy. Wow. I gotta gain that down. This guy's gonna be hovering for a minute. He's getting closer. God, tell me I'm not getting rated. Whew. Okay, it passed over. You hear it? It passed over. Okay, guys. Say I'm not paranoid when I'm not paranoid. And I'm not. That's the problem. So what I'm saying is if everybody and their mother is saying, "Look, we follow Jesus Christ and God. We're doing this stuff, in the name of Jesus." And they literally, kick people out because the name is the Devil Doc Talk Show, or you're exclusive. You're literally saying literal words. I've had people write me back angry about how they watched a show and I dare mention Jesus's name. I'm a blasphemer, Satanist, piece of shit. And I'm like, holy moly. Holy mackerel. How does that make sense? Okay, so I'm going to explain it slowly 1,000 times. If, oh, Ty, I do see comments in this one. If the name confuse you, the Devil Doc Talk Show isn't something of satanic ritual. I I do have a hardcore metal song intro, and it says I can't post back to the comments, and that's okay. And then at some of the end of the shows, I like playing that music in back because of how many times I get this comment or concern of not just my faith, but what is it that I want to do in the veteran community, as if there's like some kind of like gatekeeping or gatekeepers that are, more important than let me get this. Oh, cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what's up. I'm gonna try and reply back, guys. Doo doo. Douche. All right. And if all I'm ever trying to do is communicate, then why is it that people get so angry with me? And usually it's because when I say things like, hey, I don't think people understand the problem of mental health at all. I don't think people understand the problem of efforts and failures, investment and return on investment. I don't think people are having these kind of pragmatic conversations because we're too hyper sensationalized about the romanticized beliefs of what's going on in the military or the VA. And it's scary when people like me, who have an ability to articulate in a very, very interesting manner. And I learned this, that I do it in a way where it makes people uncomfortable. And I didn't know that. So when people started like really telling me, hey, dude, like, what's your show about? Why are you doing this? And blah, 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 blah. It was one of those interesting factors of trying to rationalize the totality of a man's personal experience, right? How do you do that? How do you say, hey, people, like for 15 years, I've been trying to, not trying, I have been communicating. I have been reaching out to these resources, and they have been failing. And all of these things are happening. But at the same time, I am trying my best to say what is truth to me and my experience. So it's difficult because then when it's contrary to, right? This week we have a great show with Lance Latin. I did with him. I got to edit it still, and I'm a bit behind, but that's kind of where my anxiety then creeps up. Why can't I focus? Well, because I have all these things, these TBIs, these PTSDs, these falls, this pain, whatever it is. And I'm like, yeah, but I still want to achieve this goal of editing these shows. I got like 20 shows in the books, guys, like in the bucket or in the pan. I don't in the bucket. No, what is it called? In the portfolio, in the vault. And that's great. But the problem is, how do I then get it out to people at a rate of whatever people's expectations are? So that's kind of where me and my wife had a discussion yesterday. Like, why am I really trying to push this thing if I'm not healthy enough to do it? Well, because I know regardless, I have to. Because last year and a half, I tried everything. I talked to everybody. Now I'm spending money on credit just to be able to talk to people on live like this and stream it, hopefully, because then I have to warn them, like, we're not going to edit. All right. I just can't afford to edit anymore. If you guys want the Double Doc Talk Show, you guys can come get it right here, like this. I'm taking from people that I don't feel that I'm giving back in a way, with especially with Podomatic. And if I can't give back in a way, I don't want to keep taking from. Right. And so that's kind of where I'm like, well, then how does the show continue? Well, then, there's other shows. I help lots of people in the past 12, 13 years start shows. Okay. Start shows, start entire networks of shows. And they're going to fucking fail miserably because once they feel as though they got enough, they skedaddle. They just go, bro. And I'm like, hey guys, look, I told you just keep me in the loop and I'll help you. You don't have to pay me. If I made you pay me what I'm worth, you would scoff at me because you're so delusional in the world that you're in entertainment, that you're literally disgracing almost 100+ years of entertainment by not taking people serious. Lighting, audio, camera, distribution, marketing, sales, PR, actual work, the scripts, the notes, the ability to craft an entire architecture of narrative and present it in a way that's not just directional, it's consumable and it's sought after. People are just spoonfuling shit into your mouth, and people are like, "Oh, give me more." Why? Because of the type of people that are doing it. All right, let's see what this is. Oh, see what I mean? All right, so this is a great comment. Uh, I'm gonna read it. A few months back, I had a VA appointment with my shrink. I was talking about me and my squad getting blown up in Fallujah. This bitch started comparing my issues to him having to go to work in person. Yeah, that's what people do. Look, let's talk about the VA then a little bit, because I've been shying away from this conversation because the documentary is being built up, which is a perfect segue. The Care We Give. I'm doing the show with Lance Latin this Friday, I believe. Uh, yep, looks like it's on my paper right there. Lance Latin, the All Home Care Matters podcast on YouTube. They got a really great following. He's a great man. His father was a Marine, or is a Marine, and he started a home care business service. Amazing guy. The reason why I bring that up is because twofold. There's people out there in the world that really fucking care. Okay. If you don't like my language, because I'm trying to really let you know there's a difference between, oh, people care. The VA has the cares, whatever bullshit that they tell themselves. They don't care. They're not going to get fired. You're not going to be able to do anything. Everybody has sovereign immunity. Welcome to the conversation of life where nobody's going to do anything that's right or righteous. And they'll call themselves Christians, even while at work at the VA. I had to confront a person. He has a doctorate in Christianity or whatever, but he had like the degrees, and then it literally said, "Oh, and Christian stuff." And he literally didn't do anything when I was literally telling him, "Hey, I'm about to kill myself. Can you help me get care?" Well, did they offer you care? Yes, but it was inadequate. Well, there you go. You got to take what they gave you. That's not how medicine works at all, buddy. Why are you being so disregarding? Well, and I wouldn't be so, what's the word, concerned with the society if the man wasn't so proud of himself as a Christian. Okay. If you are just an asshole, cool, be an asshole, fuck me over. But if you're going to be an asshole and you're going to hold your cross and Bible up in front of it, and I'm going to just tell you, that's not going to protect you the way you think it is, because you're being blasphemous, like in the actual term. And if society wants to get back to care, this is the care model that I believe in, is that medicine doesn't have boundaries. Sure, it has limitations, but it really doesn't have boundaries in how it should be shared, applied, and given in context to what's needed. Um, yeah, you have to literally put in a tort claim to get permission to sue them, and it usually will never go anywhere. I know people that are doing it. I was looking into it myself, and I was putting in a huge claim, massive claim, because I was already told there was no way I'm going to win anything. So, class action. This is a good thing that I've been suggested, or someone's have suggested to me, is a large class action lawsuit for all of us, right? Me, you, all you guys watching. And if we were to do a class action with all the evidence and structure it with an impetus of leveraging policy as well as a huge class action amount, then yeah, that would help. But you see, we won't get certain support from certain people because everybody's like, why are you complaining? Why are you complaining? At least you got your legs. Shut the fuck up. Bite the bullet first, please. Because if you're gonna go around telling somebody else that they got enough, promise you that you do, but they don't. Okay, this is the reason why I get into Dakota Meyer so much is because this man is literally telling people that their family members and loved ones who committed suicide are cowards, and he's getting literally probably blowjobs in the back of fucking Lone Star Steakhouse, right? From the fucking waitresses going, "Oh, I'm serving my country the way that you did." And that's cool. That's politics. But honestly, guys, look, the reason why I do the show is because I do believe I'm serving God in a certain weird way. Not in the weirdest way, but in a good weird way. Like I'm not gonna come out and be like, "Oh, follow me or else." Like it's a cult. Blah, blah. We already were in a cult. We were in the military, right? When in the Marine Corps, you literally were in a cult, but that's okay. What I'm saying is, if we're taking advantage of in that sense, and we all know it, then why aren't we standing up for the same thing that's happening again in the sense of the benefit situations, the politics situations? I'm a huge proponent of stopping war. But if you want to sell a war, I got war to sell, bro. I know exactly where to position the United States in a way where, yeah, we're going to be viewed as a little negative, but we're going to have so much prosperity and growth and development that actually does something for the American people that people be like, all right, cool. Hey, let's go fuck them up. Dog, bet. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, but the problem with society is we don't like to be honest about what we are as Americans. We're the motherfuckers in charge. You can say we're not. And that's the reason why veterans get so angry and they kill themselves because yeah, the VA treats you like you're a criminal day one. They treat you less than a human being the entire process. Okay. People can say they don't. Mm, they do. The rare occasion is that they don't. The procedure and processes that we have tolerated within the VA and the military towards what we get out of the end of the deal. Let's highlight not just the GI Bill, but Dante's CLEP and was it called tuition assistance while you're in. People frame you up so you can't do that. Leadership in the military makes it so you can't go to sick call. You can't get this bump checked out. You don't get that sore throat checked out after 3 weeks, and it ends up being some kind of cancerous growth. All right. You don't get your back figured out because you're falling because the VA or whatever the military at the time going, oh, here's a bunch of drugs, narcotics, and they literally make you dependent to function on it. Okay, but then when it comes time to compensate you for that dependency, you are now the criminal druggie because you took the drugs we gave you. Okay, fuck me, man. Can I not then? Well, if you don't take the drugs we give you, then there's nothing wrong with you. Okay. But you just said that the drugs don't work. Well, yes, they don't work. That's the reason why we're researching ashwagandha and ayahuasca and shrooms, and we are following a bunch of druggies that went to a foreign country to do drugs and came home and starting businesses for the drugs that they took in the name of a church. And but you, Joey, you the devil doc talk, right? Because you have the devil in your name. You're the one doing bad things. And I'm like, okay. But so could we have the follow through with all this medicine stuff? Do you know what possession is? And do you know what shamanism is? Do you know what magic is? Do you know what it isn't? Do you know what long-term medical care is or isn't? Do you know what politics are or isn't? Do you know what philosophy is? Because if you don't know all of this shit and you take some fucking mushrooms, dude, good luck. Like, you've played with them. Everybody's played with them. But on a societal scale, that influence, what are we doing with it? Because if it's just to make money with it, what I'm saying is don't do that, because what's going to end up happening is people are going to become so aware of the influence that these drugs actually have. Meaning, I agree, dude. Ayahuasca is great. DMT is great. Cannabis is amazing. Shrooms is amazing. However, the way that we are running down this pathway, why aren't we pumping the brakes and wondering who's setting up the sales funnels on this stuff? Where is it going to go when we start signing bills into place of research and dedication and treatment, and who's going to benefit from it? Because people will be like, oh, well, now you don't want to get better because somebody else is going to benefit from it. Exactly. And I'm never going to get better, but people are going to try to frame it as if you can if you take their drugs. This is Snake Oil Salesman 101. Okay. I don't believe anybody, any single one of them that have a documentary that's out there being public, that's raising money, that's doing this, whatever, ayahuasca, the ibogaine. I don't believe a one of them, because I've reached out to every single one of them just for basic assistance in understanding what the medicine is, and it's worse than pulling teeth. So you must be doing something that you either disagree with or illegal, and you're benefiting from it. So that's where I have to learn that when all this cannabis stuff was going on, the real reason why people didn't want me to participate with them was because they're doing a lot of gray market shit. And they think, oh, well, Joey has a talk show. He's going to talk about it. Well, I wasn't gonna, but now I am. Why not? You fucked me over, dude. Like, come on. You're over here talking about Jesus while you're fucking in Colombia selling drugs. Come on. Now you have a famous podcasty thingy because you say Jesus saved you. Hey, my guy, why are you behaving like the absolute piece of shit that you are then with another absolute piece of shit and distracting the entire community from issues that are actually pertinent, like the failure of the VA in the scope of 6,400 deaths a year? You could say, oh, well, you're conflating things. Not really. Not at all. But if you don't want to give me the opportunity to extrapolate, then yeah, all we're going to do is sit around and circle jerk to the point where you get aggravated by the fact that I'm correct and you're wrong. This is the problem with echo chambers, is once they're created, it's a really hard time getting people out of that shit, because they are just consumed with their philosophy that they are correct, and they will destroy nations. They will destroy innocence. They will literally destroy the very things that they pray and promise to create, because they don't know what they're doing. Some of them do, and it's intentional. And I think that's what really makes it worse, is when you see people that are intentionally exploiting people's vulnerability for a profit, right? And I don't mean a little profit, dude. If you look into these ibogaine treatments, and if you look into these mushroom treatments and DMT treatments, and you look at the people that are creating it, and those people, what they come from and how they made their plan to do what they're doing, it's not good. It's very it's very shallow. And if you take a journey like that, you're going to profoundly put yourself in a space where you're going to want to dive into a shallow pool. What happens when you do that, folk? I can tell you, you snap your spinal column and you Stephen Hawking. Okay. So maybe the corpsman in me is saying, guys, look, I don't care what you choose, but don't be fucking idiots about it. And don't be a fucking idiot about it right in front of me when I'm trying to ask you to clarify your, not just your intentions, since you're asking me about my intentions, but what is it that you benefit from here? Because I benefit from nothing. I do a show, I put it out. I do another show, I put it out. This week, I have a show with Joey Bates. I have a show with Don Merrick's. I have a show with Zach Faust, and then I have a show with Lance Latin. Why? Because I'm trying to do things other than talk to the VA and try to get things fixed this year. I'm not going to talk to them anymore. They can talk to me through lawyers. They can talk to me through internet meetings and public live conversations. But I will not talk to them. I will never call the crisis line again. Here's the sad part. They will call me. They have called me, I want to say at least 50 times this past year. Well, last year, 2025. I have had people report me on social media to crisis lines because I've called them up. Oh, I haven't called them up, but I called them out. And I said, why are you calling the people that commit suicide cowards? What about the people pushing them into that situation? Are they cowards too? And then I get a phone call from the rapid response team, a crisis line. Oh my God, are you going to kill yourself? Well, yeah, actually. I was thinking about it. How are you doing today? And they go, wow, why do you want to do you have a plan or intention? No, not really. I didn't have a plan or intention to do a podcast either, but doing pretty good with it, right? And I tell people that now, but I didn't not used to. Now they go like, well, what do you mean you do a podcast, buddy? Oh yeah, I have to reach out to my brothers and sisters in Christ because you fucking suck. What? The crisis line is here to help you, friend. Not really. I mean, it's absorbing a budget expense, but it's not really helping people. And the people that you send them to, such as the suicide prevention team, especially here in San Diego, what ends up happening is they just send you a letter. I got a random letter last week from the suicide prevention line, and I didn't even ask for help. Somebody reported me again out of fear. They go, "You're going to kill yourself. Oh my God, I'm going to report him to the fucking, oh my God." And then they send me a letter like 3 weeks later saying, hey, here's a fucking hope hotline and a digital hope box. Here's my digital hope box. You guys, look it. Here's a box I'm in. Oh no, help me up, please. Right? Bink, bink, bink. Oh no. Oh no, bink, bink, bink. I'm trapped. Everybody get me out of this box. It's hot in here. But it's real. And when you find yourself stuck in a cycle like that, that's what I found myself in last year. For 2 years technically, but let's just say last year, okay? If you find yourself in a cycle of fuck and you need help, I promise you're not going to find it if you try to articulate the problem. You're going to have to articulate a solution. The problem with the solution is if you go to somebody that is incompetent and you tell them a solution as you're describing a problem, they're going to think you're malingering or manipulating something. It's a very intriguing thing. My wife does this all the time. When I say she didn't understand me and I use new words, she goes, "You're trying to change your words to manipulate me, to believing in your opinion." And I'm like, "No, I expressed my opinion and you were very off target. So now I'm re-expressing it so you can get on target. And you're saying that in the midst of me attempting to articulate, you are saying that I'm being manipulative when I'm just trying to provide clarification." Now we're understanding the relationship to Joey and the rest of the world, not just his wife, which is fine. People be like, "Oh, you talk a lot of shit about your wife." I'm like, not really, not as much as I should. But listen, also the workload she takes in saves the VA $300,000 to $400,000 a year because I should actually be institutionalized. Now, I'm not saying that to get people to lock me up. I will drop you faster than you could think of even trying to get up. All right. What I'm saying is, I know my rules and I know my rights and I know what I say and don't say because I will never, like, I think I started this one. I don't remember. Maybe it was earlier. I will never go to fucking prison or maybe jail a little bit, but not prison and or a mental hospital. I just won't. I just will not. There's no reason for it. I've already expressed that, clarified it. There's no resources that would benefit me from or doing. But if you put me in a position where I now have to protect myself or my family, you won't see it coming because I'm too old and slow. I'm just too old and too slow. I can't fight. I'm not a fighter. I can't shoot. I haven't shot in 20 years plus, maybe. I mean, what am I going to do? Cry like a bitch? Because that's all I can do. But here's the thing is, why am I in a position where I have to be something violent in order for somebody to take me serious? How about just listen? right? How about you respect the fact of my service, the one you thank me for 3 times a year or whenever you say me or whenever you pick up the phone and I tell you I want to kill myself. First and foremost, I want to say thank you for your service. And I want you to let you know that what you're going through is valid. They got some good talking points nowadays. They actually have to take a course. So me and the suicide prevention people have talked so much that I could actually tell you that like their SOP and their protocols of how to escalate, de-escalate, what type of guidance they can and can't give. Even the peer-to-peer program, which is worthless. But if you need it, fucking you find out for yourself how worthless it is. And if you get a benefit from it, now you know how particularly rare my case is and why I say people need to wake the fuck up. Because if the dude is talking about it the entire time and I'm just like getting shanked, like, hey, can you stop this guy? You said I can't lift my hands out of my pockets or else. And this man is shanking me. I just happen to be wearing the armor of God, and somehow you're more amazed that I'm not dead, but you're not gonna stop the stabbing? Well, if they were to stop the stabbing, they would have to pick a side, Joey. Yeah, like that's the point. You would have to pick a side between stopping harm from a disabled, an imbalent, whatever the fucking term is they call me in the paperwork. Yeah, people don't know my diagnoses. They don't know my medical treatments. They don't know how many doctors I've been to, all the thousands of pills, all the hundreds of tests and whatever in just the past few years. Okay. But for 15 to 20 years, I've been going to all these doctors. I went to sick call because I was sick call. All right. Like, dumb fucks. Like, it's the best thing ever. Are you kidding me? I knew exactly when to document certain things because I was the doc. And I'm like, yeah, hey, I had another fall and I really need to get this checked out. Boom. All right, cool. Are you sure you need to? Yeah, motherfucker. Okay, doc. Yeah, see how that works? But I always knew people were always challenging the most of everything. I saw a guy I went to high school with. He was in the Navy with me in El Centro, and he almost lost his leg because he got MRSA or cellulitis, whatever, which I can't remember the whole situation. And it was radiating and building into his knee tissue. And so I saw it, caught it, boom, Venko, yeah, get him like IV antibiotics, right? Whatever, which one that was that time. My HMO was so impressed. He was like, what the fuck? I was like, yeah, dog, I worked on the ward. Like, I can fucking practice, my guy. And he let me. So that's the weirdest part of Corman to include the name Devil Doc, right? We have an excruciatingly different path depending on who you are, right? The Corpsmen were you're able to do things that nobody else is. And I mean it. And I mean it in a good way where you can say, look, it doesn't make sense because all I know is that Corpsmen do this. Yeah, all you know is you a dumb bitch. Like that's all I can say. Like if you think a hoe's not a hoe, you literally think your wife ain't cheating on you. Motherfucker, she's sucking a lot of dick. She's that how you think she earned your fucking Escalade? Like shit, dog. Look at Sugar Free. He'll break you down on game. If you are too proud to let somebody ride your bitch for a price, let me just tell you what. And it's the truth. It's not describing a relationship in truth, guys. Okay, it's describing the philosophical identities of being bitch made and being a pimp, right? Are you going to just let a bitch run your life? Because she's not going to change. And this doesn't mean my wife, people, calm down. It means women, people, men, bitches. Okay, or are you going to be that pimp? All right, you can't be out here to save a hoe. A hoe's going to be a hoe. All right, like, come on. Now, what do you do with it? You can't change nature, baby. You can't. So, what I learned is in 15 years of trying to get help, I can't change a damn thing, but I'm definitely going to step on out, do stand up, do live shows, just give it to you guys raw because I don't have the energy to edit anymore. Because really, what I was editing is the things that people were uncomfortable with, not what I'm uncomfortable with. And I was talking to my doctor about this, and he goes, well, why do you feel uncomfortable about other people? And it's simply put, I am a responsible adult. I am a man. I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a brother, I'm a son, I'm all those things. I'm an uncle, right? And above all else, I am a son of God, walking the path of Christ. And if I don't carry the burden of my decisions, then I am shitting on the world like all of everybody else. And I can't do that. I just can't. I cannot sacrifice my ethics or ethos because somebody else's perspective of me is lesser than the truth. That's what's going to happen your entire life. But if you have a means to produce something, right? If you have a means to hop online and talk for an hour, which reminds me, I'm going to wrap it up because I just deleted a bunch of hours to do this. It's okay, but it's not okay to let it keep happening. And it's not okay to quit, right? That's what we're really trying to say. Because if you think I'm upset in the sense of, judgment, keep in mind I've been judged and I'm not judging. I'm just saying like it sucks being judged and I don't wish to be judged either. But I am. And then people go, well, yeah, you're putting yourself out there. I'm like, not really. Uh, um, at all. The things I complain about are my private issues that people are already targeting by the VA from the VA when they have the obligation to assist me because I am severely disabled, but they don't. They just attack me. And veteran service organizations, they're a joke, every single one of them. I don't care who you are. I don't care how high up you think you are. You taking as much money as you do, any one of your veteran service organizations or the county or the state or federally, you're laughable and it's pathetic. And if for 15 years I can say I've reached out to every single one of y'all, and if you didn't ever hear of me, when you go, oh, well, I've never heard of you. I'm like, okay, well, first you could have just said, man, I never heard of you before. That's one way, but this is how I get it. Why haven't I heard of you before? Drinking Black Rifle Coffee Company. Well, that's why, because you're drinking Black Rifle Coffee Company. Hey, look, if you're drinking the Kool-Aid, admit it, all right? But if you don't understand that you're drinking the Kool-Aid, that's part of the problem. If you're sitting back going, why is Joey so critical of people? I'm not, but if I'm talking about it, they earned it a lot. And in fact, this is me still withholding. So not to upset my wife, but I don't tell the truth about anything and everything. I just tell the truth, okay? Now, where that stops and starts is what is it going to be consequential for her and my family? Okay. If I can't physically or mentally do it, because I will just tell y'all everything. All right. Everything. You'd be like, damn, you're disabled and all, but how do you keep a hot wife? All right. Well, sexual functions. Okay. Your penis isn't the beginning and ending of the story. Okay. It's the climax. That was free. And if you pay attention, then at the end of that, right? If you go, a woman is more than just her sexual organ. And B, the most arousing part of a woman is her mind. And or the most enticing or alluring aspect of a woman will always be her mind. And can you intrigue her mind? Mystery. I'm not saying be an asshole, but let me just tell you what, nice guys don't finish at all. Okay. They don't even get to get wet. All right. Why? Because history and physics and men and women have showed us that you must not behave as if you are who you are or what you are to succeed in this world. So if you're a man pursuing a woman and your only vision is sexual, then yeah, you're going to have a very probably great sexual life. But if your embodiment of sexuality is pleasure, then you can start understanding why long-term relationships are best. Because you get comfortable with yourself in ways. You get comfortable with other people, the other person in ways. And if you want to open it up, hey, you do what you do, but hey, do it safely. This is something I used to always actually talk about in the military a lot because there's a lot of swingers in the military, guys. I'm not saying I didn't get invited, but I'm just saying I didn't go. All right. If you're doing that stuff, protect yourself. But understand that your sexuality is an influence of something that is being missed. There's a hole. And yeah, sometimes it's just pleasure. That's fine. But what I'm saying is the vast majority of these sexual, um, I want to say focuses. It's not bad. It's just a part of conditioning in American culture. When you really actually find out that the majority of women in the United States of America don't have an orgasm every time they have sex, I go, that's sad. That's really sad. What are you talking about? Yeah, so the female orgasm or the clitoris, people don't actually talk about it to the point where people understand it and or can leverage that wisdom, right? And that's perfect because if what I'm saying is it's been here on the planet ever since you and I have been created, or if you think of evolution, it's been evolved for millions and billions of years. The human body, like a Carl Sagan, the human body, it comes and it goes, comes, goes. Yes. And that's what happens. So if nobody wants to tell you guys comfortable shit or uncomfortable shit, it's not me. It's people. People overreact to things that they're afraid of. Like my doctor, she won't help me get physiological stuff because in her head there's not enough symptoms. And I'm like, that's right. I won't show you those symptoms, dumb fuck. Okay. But I show her a little bit about my mental health and she goes, "Oh my God, we got to do something about our mental health. Oh my God, you're going to kill yourself." Well, yeah, but only if you keep being a fucking idiot. Like, or I won't, and I'll just start calling you a fucking idiot in public, and then hopefully you'll catch on, and then the money if I paid you will actually benefit because if all of the conversations are recorded, I intend to share them with you guys because there's no reason not to. The problem is that I do actually need to get medical care. So medical care is expensive for a man as severely disabled as me. The VA is refusing to do anything at any length, at any point, period. I was supposed to be on all these programs. I'm all on these programs, and they don't do anything. They don't lift a finger. It's been a year and a half for this, a year and a half for that, 2 years for this. Denials because American Dad, da 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 da, gay shit. The funnier part is when I actually share it, my story with people that care, they are so flabbergasted about the whole circumstances. Not just because regardless of my situation, right? Me being severely disabled, mental health stuff, TBI stuff, whatever. Um, the truth of who I am and will always be. I will always be kind. Okay, 7 rules. Okay. Rule number 1 is safety, teamwork, respect, discipline, always have faith, always be kind, and always have fun. Right. The reason why I say that isn't just to remind myself, but it's to remind people look, if I'm being an asshole, you really got to understand it's because you fucking earned it. And if I'm calling you out and you're trying to say I'm a dick, understand that you're being a pussy worthy of getting fucked because that's the only reason my dick gets hard. Okay. If there's a wet pussy, I'm fucking it. That's just me. All right, man. It's my wife's. That's it. That's the only one. Hey, I got rules, like I said. But if there's wet pussy, man, I'm fucking. I can't help it. I'm a man. So if you're acting like a bitch, which means wet pussy, right? Sometimes. But if you're just acting like a bitch, I'm gonna smack you on your ass. I'm gonna send you out, ho. Go get me some money. But if you need some good loving, yeah, that's what I'm all about. Good loving. I'll make you come, you make me come, we'll all come and go. Synergy, right? And if it's non-sexual, you understand what I mean is non-sexual. But I always have to bring in sexuality because people humble themselves when you start talking about penises and vaginas. They go, ugh, oh my God, Joey's crazy. He's talking about penises and vaginas. I thought he said he was a Christian. Yeah, like Jesus Christ talked about this. Guys, come on, man. The whole, come on, man. There's a, man, come on, man. If we got to keep it simple. I used a rice cooker today with my wife, right? Didn't go off as great as it should have. So I'm going to simplify it for everybody because I know our followership's primarily male between the ages of 35 and 85, which is a great demographic. It's crazy. Okay. And then we'll get going. If you're a man, you have a penis. If you're a woman, you have a vagina. The penis goes in the vagina. Okay? They wiggle around and they both hopefully organism, and the egg is now fertilized. Right, Carl Sagan. The egg is now fertilized. And then after the egg gestational period begins, you have a fetus, and the fetus grows into an infant as it is delivered. And as it begins to age, there's a developmental phase of life. So we get how simple that shit is, but we fuck it up. How? If all we're trying to do is help veterans, okay, come together, fuck, and make a baby that's worth a shit, okay, whether it be getting the Black Rifle Coffee guys companies and stuff, or the Vet TV guys company and stuff, and all the amazing Netflixes and all these other people that are going to exploit the fuck out of these legless fucks. All of these amazing people, but guys like me and you, we're not. And here's the worst part: a lot of those legless fucks aren't getting taken care of because they don't play politics and they don't like being props. So the very, very small, dwindling percentage of people that we are paying out so much money as a society, as a community, as a nation, and I mean in taxes. So it's forcefully taken from you and given to somebody that's not doing a job whatsoever. And then on top of it, you who think you're doing good are donating to these people who don't do anything other than take your money, and they go, "We're trying so hard. What we could empower our veterans, okay? We need to give them hope and empowerment." Why am I paying you $451 billion to do that shit, Doug Collins? I do it for free on the Devil Doc Talk Show. Can you give me one of those billions? I promise you I'll shut the fuck up. But I will now then leverage that to make sure that your retarded ass isn't in charge of shit. Because how is it fair that the disabled person that's reached out to you for over a year and a half is still having the problems that you're on TV talking about that don't exist? Doug, do you know what a penis is? Do you know what a vagina is? Do you see how they got to come together? And if we're not coming together, your little tip of the dick playing with Tim Kennedy in your office is not helping anybody. All right. You and your sword fights between Zach Bell and all those guys at whatever podcast.com or whatever social media, your tips of your dicks, you're just playing sword fights behind closed doors, buddy. Now, why? Because you don't actually want to fix the problem, because the problem is making so much money that if you fixed it, it would piss off your shareholders. You see how that works? Shareholders are the primary concern. Become a shareholder, become an investor, become somebody that has authoritative anything. Signatory, right? And SAG-AFTRA, it's signatories. We only talk to signatories. Shut the fuck up, Bruce Campbell. Eat a dick. All right. I'm a signatory then. Prove it. Okay, here you go. Oh, you are. Yeah. I don't want you on this project anymore. Thank you. I love your shows. I love your movies. But when you behave like that, when anybody behaves like that, prove to me who you are. I'm like, okay, here I am. Oh, you're who you say you are, by all means. Now fuck off. I don't want to go near you. You're going to steal my fucking money out of my pocket. You're the exact fucking threat that God taught me about. I'm a good Samaritan. You're the piece of shit that fucking walked past everybody that was on the ground and was like, somebody else gonna do that. Not me. You know the worst part about it? It's usually not people that talk like that. It's usually people like, "Oh yes, let's help them." Uh-huh. Ew. That's the people. The people that I love talking the most shit about, and it's because they talk the most shit about me, is these Christians. Do you want to call them that? That go to church but don't receive the message. They have amazing bands. They have amazing churches. They have tabernacles, some of these people that praise Jesus. They have millions and billions and trillions of dollars, and they can't even help their congregation in their city or in their town or the very people that go to their church. They won't, because what they're selling you, you already got. And they're charging you every weekend just to get a little bit of what you already have. Because until you wake up and realize that you are the seed, that you are the most important product that this earth creates. If you don't understand your value, hit me up. I mean, I don't think I'm that valuable, but I know my value. And if I were to charge people my value, it would embarrass them that they have the perspective that they do of me. And that's the reason why I don't tell people stuff, is because it hurts people's feelings to know that their perspective of me is so minimal that it's pathetic. And it's like, yeah, but that's, dude, come on, that's your own fault. I'm not gonna hold your hand and then go like, oh, and look at what else I can do. Yippee, right? But you're a disabled. Yeah. There's a literal lawyer with Down syndrome. My brother-in-law couldn't even pass the bar, but a man with Down syndrome passed it. What I can say is, if at all times life is this, it's Joey. He's uncut. He's raw. I don't want to edit anymore. I don't want to fucking pay whatever hundreds of dollars to, communicate to you guys. But I am. And hopefully I get some money out of the end of it to pay the doctors that are helping me do what the VA is already obligated to do by law. So you guys, right? If you pay into what I need, the company 8X, right? What I'm saying is you buy into the shows and the growth of 8X. If we manage you as talent, which nobody ever follows up, because again, they don't believe me when I say I'm getting my agency card and fucking management, all this shit. And that's fine. Hey, when you come back, I will charge you the price that I charge, and I won't give it to you for free, because if you don't see my value, you will know it. You just probably won't be able to afford it. So if anybody has these questions, I go, just ask, because it's going to cost you a lot more down the road if you treat me in a certain manner. That isn't me, that's society. Okay. What I'm saying is, if what I've been selling since 2012, 2013, the Devil Doc Talk Show, 8X Entertainment, I do it for Lord Jesus Christ and Almighty God, and I don't charge you for it, but it's the last thing you want to listen to. That's the reason why I know exactly what I'm doing is perfect. I don't need notes. I don't need polish. I don't need mentors. I don't need fake people telling me that I'm not doing good enough, or that I am doing good enough, or that I should do this or I should do that, which I love and respect every one of you. But wait until you come talk to me about my actual life and see where I'm at on my level, how much this wheelchair is affecting me, because I'm doing everything not to get in it. All right. I'm in it, right? Not right now, clearly, but I'm in it because the more I'm in it, the more I realize that this is something that I needed since 2000 and probably 10. This is when my falls actually started more causing more injuries. Was in 2010, when I'd fall and bust my shit, bust my chin, bust my jaw, bust my head, bust my elbows, my everything. Because when you fall, I try to catch shit, motherfucker. I'm still sprightly, sus, 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 right? And it hurts and it fucks me up. And as many as the falls that I've had so many more injuries because of it, because nobody helps me out. No, none of the doctors, right? And it's disgraceful, it's shameful, it's a betrayal, it's all that stuff the documentary is going to share about. But the documentary isn't there to talk shit. It is to highlight the truth and then provide the solutions, like Carl Sagan said. If you focus on the solution, you can get through a lot. And if people aren't helping you create a solution, I'm not saying cut them off, but don't pour any water down that pipe. Okay. That's a dead end. And if people's faith, it cuts and stops based on what people look like. That's the reason why I was so glad I started the God Pod this morning and I was talking about James chapter 2. All right. I'm like, hey, if the man with gold rings and find the clothings is what you want, then you already know you're fucking up. The Bible told us like a long time ago. But if a man like me walks in and says, "What's up, dog?" and you're like, "Hey, what's up, dog?" Then we're cool. I don't expect to do that. But if the problem in the world is that we can't agree on stuff, my secret sauce is find stuff you can agree upon. Like today was fun. I did an hour and 19, 20 minutes. We'll go to 25 maybe, right? Um, I'm learning about the software, how to actually leverage StreamYard because my dumb ass didn't know that it was primarily for streaming, not like editing. And Riverside, I can't get Riverside to work for shit. And everybody's like, dude, it's fucking Riverside, so fucking awesome. I tried to figure it out 3 times this past year. I paid $400, no, two to $300 for it. Then I had to get my money back. And then that's when I got StreamYard. And StreamYard fucks up all the time. Like the show I did with Lance, fucking no video. I'm right. And it's just horrible, horrible. But hopefully your guy, your boy, learns how to do this stuff because if what I believe in is true, which is Jesus Christ and God, which I know it is, duh. But what I'm saying is, if what I believe in, I'm here to do for us as a community is be that voice, be that loud voice, like me and Barry were talking about. Then yeah, I got plenty of ideas to include us all and get us into a trajectory that's amazing, in a way where I still don't comprehend, but I have an amazing vision and I know how to obtain it. That's the reason why I bring up all my past because I'm not here to gloat. I'm not here to boast. I'm not trying to flex. When I share things that are funny to me, I share them and people's reactions to them. It really informs me on their perspective of not just me, but our relationship. And I find it intriguing because I go, dog, you know me. Like, we come on now. And then the worst one, like I said, is the whole Satan bullshit. I'm going to report you. Oh my God, you're influencing children. You want to consume their flesh and their adrenochromes. Adrenochrome. I don't know. Chromochrome? Papa, don't take my chromochrome. Papa, don't take my chromochrome away. Maybe that's what that song was about. That'd be fucking funny. Yeah. So again, I think we covered a lot. I think this was a good live test, live show, right? First show. Uh, and it should go to X and it should go to YouTube. And it should do all this stuff effortlessly, hopefully, because that's what I'm paying money for, right? Oh, and then maybe I do some more editing clips, I don't know yet. But I have to streamline this stuff so you guys get it because like I said, these 25, 20, 22, 25 shows that I have in the can, I think that they're great. Me and Tommy Richardson's episode was amazing. We talked about the armor of God. Bo Higgins and I talked about the potential of growth and scaling and being a veteran and what that means in a very, very great way. Mike F. Calley, really, really exciting conversation about growth again, how to strive within society and become that mensch. Barry Katz, right? A literal super mensch, Ubermensch. He calls himself Super Jew. Why not? He's pretty Jewish. And he's an amazing soul. We had an amazing conversation. It sat with my heart for a few days afterward and still today. Um, uh, who else? Mo. We did a great show with Mo for about 3 hours. Mo Maddox is a great show. He's got a lot of great stuff going on. Heather King, amazing person, amazing woman, amazing veteran, amazing sister. Profound impact in the space of what I'm talking about with psychedelics and self-help and growth. Zachary Faust. Hey, if you're into homes and economics, like, dude, he's got some really great points. Lance Slatton, like I was saying, all care home matters. This past year, we did a lot of amazing shows. Alan Governor, Dr. Michelle Ross. It was very impactful. But the problem is that I can't do it by myself anymore. I'm not trying to shake the camera here, but I can't do it by myself anymore. And I've met my breaking point because it's not me. It's not my breaking point. This was the hardest fucking thing I had to realize this past, week, 2-3 weeks, right? It's not my breaking point that I have to be concerned about. It's my wife's. And if my wife is feeling burnt out, and if my wife can't provide me the care I need to do what I do here, then it can't happen. And if I can't get the shows out, then what's the point of spending, I probably spend maybe $1,000 on the show every year. it's I don't have $1,000 to spend, and like I said, last year I spent $45,000 roughly to take care of myself because the VA just won't. Um, and I don't even mean good. I mean, I'm just trying to get fucking retarded doctors caught up on a medical history record, and that cost me probably 10 to 15 grand. No, no, no. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, probably around 10 to 15 grand, and then the bathroom was about 25. So all of these programs, HISA, SAH, the VRNE independent living program, the primary care or the family caregiver program, SMCs hasn't helped out. I don't know how to get in attendance that I know I am since 2013. But again, filing forms is not my forte because I give people information. And if I were to go into a court case and just be like, this, and this, and you must this, that, and that, I'm gonna be like, yeah, you got a brain that works. You don't have a TBI, friend. You are a lawyer. And even if the dude had Down syndrome, I'll be like, fuck yeah, Jimmy. Like the Rudy at the end of the Rudy. And it would be amazing. I would fucking team up with any lawyer. I know we would walk away billions of dollars out of fucking all our community, fucking everybody that talks to me. Fuck yeah, bro. But what I'm saying is, I don't want to necessarily just do that. I really want to build the empire that is ADAX Entertainment, ADAX Motors, ADAX Agriculture, ADAX Real Estate or Estate, ADAX Labs. You fucking name it, bro. All of it. Why? Because ADAX stands for Adric and Axton. That's my sons, my two children. And people ask me about that name too. Not as much as the Devil Doc Talk Show, but they do. Well, the fucking ADAX. Adric Axton. What's an Adric? It's my son's name. And what's an Axton? It's my son's name. And you put them together and you got ADAX, right? And if you think that was weird, trust me, I got a lot more weird shit for you. My goal for this year is going to be shared every day I do a live or whatever it is. I have all the formulation done. I have all the SOPs done. I have all the ways to get it done. Meaning, what does a chief of staff got to do and how they got to operate? What does your chief communications officer got to do? Your executive officer got to do? Like literally, from the C-suite down to the janitor. Because I've been all of it. In the Navy, I was all of it, and in my own life, I'm all of it. And for ADAX Entertainment and the Double Doc Talk Show, I've been all of it. I've created innovative ways to spend literally no money and produce at a level. Yeah, sure, it doesn't look like fucking Joe Rogan shit yet, dog, but trust me, the talking points and the frames and the quality are there. It's just not $100,000 an episode there. So until you give me $150,000 an episode, this is where I think the polish starts and stops. Okay. Editing, yeah, I'll edit for my guests, but I really need to get back to talking to you guys. Not just, oh, my testicle torsion flared up today. Oh no, I'm bleeding out my butthole again. Oh no, I threw up the blood. Oh no, I've lost weight. Oh no, I'm in a wheelchair. That's just gay as fuck. And it's my real life. And I don't like it. So I don't want to talk about it. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about what we got going on. Let's talk about the world. Let's talk about Maduro getting lubed up by P. Diddy in the same fucking prison as Jeffrey Epstein. Why does everybody go to that prison? Why does everybody go to that place? I don't know. Because it's the leader of the 9th District super supreme stuff of the Department of Justice, Department of War thing. Yeah, it's all gay, dude. Hopefully they don't execute him like they did Saddam Hussein, because if you think Nicolas Maduro was not positioned by our CIA early on and literally was doing what he needed to be doing, Sean Ryan, cocaine drug salesmen, from Colombia, Sean Ryan. And if you're in a position of, success, you got to ask, why is that person in a position of success? Chocolate Willie, San Diego, cocaine drug dealer, out of his gym. I think that should get me in enough trouble. Yeah. And if you doubt what I say or cough out, I didn't say anything. I didn't say nothing. But if you find poison drugs and philanthropy of interest, you should really look in to a lot of what these organizations are buying in the name of veterans and how they're spending the money already on drugs in other nations in the stems of thousands of dollars per person, and then creating a revenue stream here in the United States that's going to be positioned much like big pharma, because it is. It's just now through a face of some Navy SEAL and his wife, or some other Green Beret in his coffee company. You guys got it fucking mixed up, dog. Like, they don't care about you. Trust me. They care about you paying for their products. The moment that stops, they don't care about you. You should kill yourself in their eyes, because then what happens is they make more money by talking about the solution they're offering. Okay. It's a really bad world out there. And I'm sorry that I took for so long to kind of show my real vulnerability about everything on a live, right? Because it is scary. Who cares about me? Nobody. Fucking nobody. I know that. I'm a man. I'm a heterosexual white male according to the way I look, and people judge me as such. The problem is, on paperwork, that last name Martinez gets you treat like a motherfucking who needs to be deported. All right, like fuck, dude. And in public, when your wife is black and you fucking walk into a room, it's just like, guys, like, yes, racism is real even in California. And it's not a big deal, but it's big enough to observe, right? And if it's big enough to observe, then it's big enough to talk about. And I'm not saying that anybody has malicious intent. I'm just saying that stereotypes do exist for a reason. I'm sorry, but if five men, any age, Arab, were to walk into a building and wearing backpacks and shit, I would be locked onto every single one of them. Are you kidding me? Fuck you. I don't give a shit. In fact, I'd probably walk out. Be like, no, I don't even give a fuck. They could be fucking Sana Clutiarana, give me everything I need. They could be the VA fucking like source fucking cure. No, I'm out. Why? Because motherfucker, I've never seen that go in a beneficial way. I've seen Mexicans walk into a taco shop. All right. Motherfucking one got red, one got blue. I'm out. I don't want to get stabbed. I don't want to get shot. Bitch, I'm done. Growing up near Fresno, you learn really quick. Okay. It's not just red and blue. There's green, there's brown, there's yellow, there's all these fucking bandanas and all these gay little fucking little gangsters, right? And they do dumb shit. And I'm gonna tell you, you should be afraid, because they'll stab you much faster than anybody's gonna come and help you. And at the same rate, if you don't understand that that's the world you live in, you're more than likely going to get stabbed. That's just life. If you don't wear a stab vest and you get stabbed, that's your fault. That's the way the world is now, because that's the way we allowed it to be. Now, if you understand that I'm not just talking about gangsters, I'm talking about Christians that say they are Christian. I'm talking about veteran service organizations that aren't really serving anything other than themselves, or politicians that are just getting reelected on the same promises they made years before, but failed to do anything measurable or tangible. What I'm saying is, I've been doing this for 12, 13 years for free. Why aren't you guys doing anything for free? Why does Wounded Warrior Project take so much money? Well, shut the fuck up. Why does the VFW take money? Why does the Legion, American Legion, take money? Why do all these monies being taken in the name of veterans and nothing's being done? And they supplicate at the feet of the very people that are in control of us every year in our name and never succeed. So I'm sorry. Quit embarrassing your fucking selves, gentlemen. Get up off your fucking knees and lead. That's not how you lead. You don't lead from your fucking knees, man. These organizations that are just up there sucking the tick of fucking Congress going, oh, give us the grant. Even though we got hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank in interest, we could be operating every year for the rest of our existence. We don't need to take another dime. Wounded Warrior Project. Right? And I know. And I'm not mad about it. I'm just saying, don't go on television saying that you give a fuck, and don't put your fucking goddamn emblem all over goddamn chips and shit that I got to buy because people think you're doing something when you're not. That's foul. That's very foul. And because you can then take lawyers against me and make me articulate something different, I'm saying go eat a dick with AIDS on the tip. But I'm not going to say that you're not beneficial. You are. Every single one of you guys out there making hundreds of millions of dollars are beneficial to the veteran community. It starts and stops at a certain limit when you say so. Like my name, the Devil Doc Talk, right? It stops when you say so, not when the obligation to assist says so, not when the CFR code says so, not when the law says so, not when God or Jesus Christ said so. It's when you say so. And you're not looking for any reasons to say so. You're looking for every and all reasons to say no. And if you doubt that, ask me, gentlemen, who have I talked to? Who have I been reaching out to? How many emails have I got back? Oh, we don't do shows again. And then they get back on the show the very next week. Oh, we're going to have to reschedule because I just don't feel good. You show up at every fucking weekend game that week. Wow. Hey, your crowd isn't what we're looking for. You literally are trying to hire somebody exactly like me to fix the problem that you're having. Okay. You're not what we're looking for. You literally advertise for PTSD, TBI, caregiver program, HHSS, SMC, all these things that I need. Legal assistance, veteran service organizations, San Diego, specifically committees, all these different people. You literally make money to do what I'm asking, and I'm never the person. So how's that work out? How's that working out? How does that work out? If I were to sell you guys a taco full of shit, would you be mad? Cool. Then you should be mad about this too. And it shouldn't make me feel bad about getting mad about real shit that's getting people actually killed. Like, hey, Maduro, great. I don't give a fuck. Okay, guess what? We're going to probably go to Mexico next or Cuba or which one we want. It doesn't fucking matter. Hey, make it worth the squeeze. Give us a dividend. Give us some benefit. Give it back to the veterans. Give it back to the military operations personnel. Give it back to the people that made it possible. Give it back to the people. Or you're just another piece of shit. That's fine. Go on. You'll die. And then when you're on your deathbed begging God for mercy, he won't come. And you will die and you will fucking burn for eternity. And I and Jesus Christ and Almighty God and all my brothers in Christ, the ones who actually did it the right way, we will laugh at your fucking rotting carcass in hell for the rest of eternity. And you will beg and you will supplicate. You will say, I know him. I know him. Bitch, I don't know you. Hey, Jesus Christ. Hey, do you know him? Nah, motherfucker, I don't know him either, dog. Like, hey, sizzle, 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 my guy. My life was torturous because I made the right decisions always. I did the right thing always, even when people weren't looking. Even right now, when all I want to do is talk shit about things, I go, no, talk about the good thing. Okay, sizzle, sizzle. Is that really good? It is, if all you got is faith and hope, because let me tell you what, when I die, I'm going to heaven. I'm going to the upper room in heaven with my Lord and Jesus. And everybody else that wants to go with me, this is how you do it. You read the Bible, okay, which one, don't get twisted. And then you end up with the New Testament. You can even read the Book of Mormon and you end up with the Book of Testament. You want to know what the coolest part about all the Bibles, even including the Quran, is how much it talks about my Lord Savior, Jesus. Jesus Christ, my Savior, my Lord. Look, if you guys believe in that, walk it non-partially, right? Walk it tremendously. Do it boldly. Click live. Fucking do it live, right? Do it live. Get nervous. Feel good about it. Wear a beanie. Wear a hat. I don't care. Have fun. But do it. Do it fearlessly. Do it boldly. Do it to not get people to like you. Do it to get people to realize, hey, he's got a good point. We are wasting hundreds of billions of dollars every year in his name, and he's just trying to solve the problem. And no one will let him. Why? Because he actually knows how to fix it. And that will, in people's simple minds, turn off the valve of money. And I'm like, hey, guys, you don't have to do it that way. You could be successful and make a lot more money. Okay. Like you could have 6,400 employees scaling and growing and developing something every year. These are the people killing themselves. And if you would have something like what we're developing, is where there's a goal for these individuals, not just to get some blind care or medicinal plants or whatever it is that you're calling integration for 20 fucking $5,000 a goddamn year. Like, let's be honest. Oh no, I'm sorry, a weekend. It's a weekend. I looked it up. It's like 20 grand a weekend for some of these retreats for mushrooms, psychedelic mushrooms that cost 20 bucks an eighth. All you need is an eighth. If you want to go on a big journey, you get a quarter. Okay. You can take that. Oh, good luck, buddy. You're flying. If you want to spend on DMT shouldn't cost you that much either. They got this shit in vape pens practically. They look like this. They look almost exactly like that. All right. Now, what's in it is not the same thing as in here. This is my CBDBDs products we're working on. But what I'm saying is CBDBDs plus. Okay, like I'm not a bitch. I understand plant medicine. All right. If you want to do that stuff, do it, but don't get taken advantage of or exploited by people that are walking around saying they're for the community, dog. They for themselves. They for themselves. And they selfish and they greedy. And every single time, every single one of them, your boy tries to even say, hey, how does one learn more about this? Click the website. No, I asked you, a human being, treat me like a human being. Well, we don't have time to talk to everybody that reaches out. Okay. Okay. Then why are you spending so much money on doing stuff? Isn't it to get the people that would reach out to you to the stuff that they need? Or is it that you're trying to leverage them in their position and their circumstances in an exploitive way to create a sales funnel that you don't intend to turn around and pivot and actually open up the market for these people, because you're targeting specialized groups of people that have the money to actually spend, and you're going to sway the empirical data to say if you take X drug, you get X better. And then that's going to sway policy and CFR code in a way where if I don't get better, then I have to do your drug. And then I will shoot you in the face with my truth by God, from God, my bullet of truth, right? My bullet of righteousness, right? Armor of God comes with bullets now because I feel as though we need to shoot people in the fucking face. Not literally, like I said, we have a sword. Our sword is the Bible, right? Okay, we got our helmet, we got our belt, we got our chest plate, we got our shoes of peace, right? Now we have bullets of correction. I don't know. I feel like we should come up with a word there, guys, like a bullet of something. Magical bullet. No, we already came up with that with JFK. Went in, out, back, went. Okay. Reality is don't kill people, don't kill yourself, don't murder, don't adulter, don't do things bad. Why? Because the commandments are easy. It's just difficult sometimes when you feel horny. Okay. When you feel angry. When you get ambitious, when you get greedy, when you have self-doubt, when you lack confidence. Every time is a good day to practice these commandments. But if you can't remember the commandments, remember the 7 rules. Those are easy. Safety, teamwork, respect, discipline, be kind, have faith, always have fun. There you go. I switch those words around sometimes too. It's okay. You got the gist of it. And keep in mind, if a guy like me is getting beaten to death by emails about a name like the Devil Doc Talk Show, and I'm like literally one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, and I'll do just about anything for the community to make sure we get back on track with stuff. Um, imagine what the people that you think are doing good in the community are doing. Like, think about it. Like, I heard a lot of names this past year about the veteran community, and I haven't gotten anybody to help me out. Not a one. People send me names like, "Oh, check this dude out. He's on YouTube." All right, cool. Send. Nothing. Okay, send. Nothing. Over 8,000 emails, messages I sent this past year. I maybe got a couple hundred back, and none of them were for veterans. Every one of them that was a veteran, it was, "Oh, yeah, that's cool. Alright, peace. Thank you for telling me. Alright, bye." Or nothing, just nothing. And if these people are the people that that I know, that they know me, and I know them, then that's the reason why I talk the way I do, because if me and you've had a 3-hour-long conversation about the veteran community, you know what I mean. And I don't mean on the show. I mean, people don't know how many hours I don't record. I do, you know, stuff with my family. I try to do the physical therapy with my physical therapist at home. I do my mental health stuff. I do my CPT, BZBD, BDD, blah, 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 all that stuff. But on top of it, I get people to call me all the time and I talk to them. My boy Sean, I talked to him for like 8 hours. Shit was nuts. The phone kept dropping out, but we kept at it. He needed to talk, and I was willing to listen. And that's the funniest part. Everybody thinks the devil doc talk is because I like talking. There's two parts to it. I like talking and I like listening. It's both. I like to communicate. We used to simplify terms, but now things have gotten to the point where everybody's so complicated that they don't believe in simple solutions anymore. And what ends up happening is we forget. And we forget how simple the solution is, to the point where we forget that the complex things need simple solutions. Well, it's too simple, Joey. Oh, veterans want to kill themselves. Okay. Hey, when was the last time you talked to a person that wanted to kill themselves? Well, I can't. I could never do that. Why not? I'm not a trained professional. I'm not a doctor. Okay. Um, what if they just need to talk to you because you're like a good guy and they just go like, maybe I can do what he does, you know? No, I don't want to push somebody to the suicide. Okay, well, what you're saying is you're afraid of liability, and I'll say it for you. You're being a fucking coward and you're afraid of liability. This goes for doctors, this goes for veteran service organizations, crisis lines, SPT teams, Frank P. Person, James Mickelson, Daryl Issa, Jim Desmond, um, Brian Jones, Carl DeMaio, all these guys that know about me, they don't do anything about it. You're fucking cowards, dude. Like, I'm gonna take one from Dakota and start calling people cowards a lot because it seems to stir the base. And if you have an utterance of Christ in your messaging or delivery, I am going to lock onto you like a pit bull and be like, "Cool, hey, you're saying all this shit. Where's your evidence of doing it? If you are, here, can you help me? Oh, you can't. Okay, so then why you keep saying that you can do it to people? I asked you for help. Why can't you help me?" Is an intriguing thing. Hello, you're live on the Double Doc Talk Show.
What's up, you scumbag piece of shit?
I'm literally on live right now, and I put you to the microphone for that. Oh my god. Hold on. I'm wrapping it up anyways. Let me fucking I'll see y'all later, you fucking scallywags. Nah, I'm much loved.
Is that really live?
Yeah, it's really live. You still are actually.